stop broadcasting.
Now it's going. Hey guys, sorry. We are live, I think. We are live, but I hope we're live on here. Let me see.
It says we are.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Well, it's good for the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight, which is transitions. There is no death. Love never dies. And I'm grateful to have been with my mother. I didn't even realize that it was a week ago tonight at 9:50 that she passed over. So this time, last Wednesday, I was with her in the nursing home with her. So yeah, and it was a beautiful transition. So I think one of the hardest things, doesn't matter what age someone is, she was 90. In her case, she declined very fast because she'd gone from walking to not eating to just something very fast decline. So, but it was a beautiful transition. So, yeah, it was difficult, but it was beautiful. And I had waited till tonight to. I thought about not doing the oracle tonight, but I felt I really had to do it because I wanted to really share in the energy of that experience. And the last 3 weeks, almost on a daily basis, there have been people who've had parents that had passed over. So I wasn't surprised when my mom chose to go because the gate, the door is open wide right now. And I know at the funeral parlor they were very busy. They said there are lots of people choosing to cross right now. So I want to do just a short little meditation prayer to welcome everybody. Just kind of close your eyes and get centered. We're very grateful to Holy Spirit for bringing us together on this beautiful night. We're grateful for knowing that there is no death, that there's only life after life, only one big circle of energy. And I invite all of you here with us, and those of you watching this, hearing this, those of you here in the body, out of the body, all forms of consciousness that are here, we focus on unconditional love and peace tonight. I want you to let go of the fear. Daily, we see the gun, the shootings, the bombings, the fear, the negative things on Facebook, touting patriotism, and we have to find, this hunt and kill and destroy, which has done none of us any good. For eons, wars have been started by these kind of incidents. So again, we pray tonight for healing, understanding, for people to get centered, people to let go of a mentality that says we are vigilantes, we have to kill people, we have to retaliate, we have to assume there's terrorism everywhere. And I'll remind everyone tonight, it's very important how you live your life. How you live your life within your being, within your circle of people, and how you actualize unconditional love. So tonight I want you just to feel any of the fear, terror, negativity from all the things that we've been bombarded with over the last few days from the Boston Marathon. I want you just to feel what that activated. And as we've been talking about in the last few weeks, follow the emotion. Follow the activation. Instead of reacting and staying in a fear-based reactive place, I want you to feel what that energy feels like, that initial fear-based reality feels like. Because anytime we feel and see and hear and experience panic, things that are shown, images that are shown over and over again on TV, that's all you're hearing about. It goes very much down into the subconscious mind. It goes into levels of consciousness that bring up any other time in your life that you've experienced fear, terror, unpredictable experiences, feeling vulnerable. So I want you just to go down deep into the subconscious, down deep into all parts of your being. And I want you to feel in reality how safe you are, how safe we all are, that it's safe to be a spiritual being on the earth at this time. It's safe to let your light shine. It's safe to be a beacon of light in a time of uncertainty. It's not where you are in the outer world, it's where you are in your inner world, and it's how you are living your life. In accordance with each person's free will and highest good, we ask the bodies to align mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally into present time. I want you to feel the safety of this space that we've created here, this space that surrounds you. And I want you to feel the presence and love of the Divine Mother, Divine Father, of Holy Spirit. I want you to feel the beauty of this world and to know the truth that most people are loving and positive. It's only a very few energies on this earth at this point that are negative. But what we're seeing are the last of the dark forces coming up for last manifestation. As the light is filling the earth, filling our consciousness, the last of your own shadow self from within, your own, the shadowy things of the collective group consciousness are being exposed. But we're filling with light. And so just in this second, in this moment, I want you to imagine what a beautiful, huge being of light that you are. And we're connected to many other beautiful beings of light. And we're all just one big body of spirit. And as the spring is emerging, I want you to feel the vibrant energy of the earth coming to life. The beautiful flowers, the beautiful grass, the beautiful energy that's exuding from the earth. I want you to feel it coming up through the body. Again, the bottoms of the feet have hundreds of wheels of light or chakras. There's a root system on the bottoms of your feet that connect you deep, 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 deep to the center of the earth. And I want you to feel that connection and feel how good it is to be, again, a human being and a spiritual being on the earth at this time. And how safe the earth is, how alive and vibrant the life force is. And I want you just to allow yourselves to feel that energy from the earth, the new life, moving up through the bottoms of the feet, up through the body, filling every cell of your body with light. Let the energy move where it needs. Feel all the discomfort in the body. Feel anywhere you're holding pain, where you're holding tension, where you're not letting go of something. Just let the light go in accordance again with each person's free will and highest good. As we ask the bodies to align, we ask for restoration of the body, mind, and spirit. As the healing light to go everywhere it's needed, creating new life in the cells, in the endocrine system, which is your chakral system. Just feel all of your being coming to life. Let this energy move up, up, up through the body, up through the top of the head. As this beautiful magnetic energy is filling the body, filling your aura with light, I want you to feel the electrical energy of the Divine Father coming down from the stars, from the heavens, down through the top of the head, down through your body, creating new life, connecting with the magnetic energy of the Mother, creating life force, new life, new energy. And as this energy is moving through your body, I want you to move through the fear, the fatigue, the anger, the heavy energy. A lot of heavy energy around people that's been activated in the last few days. So I want you just to feel that dark shroud of filmy energy that's hanging over you. It's actually can become like I always visualize it like a heavy wool cape that you don't realize you even have on till you all of a sudden go, wait a minute, I have a wet, heavy wool cape. And it's hanging over my light, hanging over my energy. So I want you just to imagine that you're unloosening that shroud, letting it go, undoing it at the neck, and letting it fall. Feel the magnetic pull of the earth. It's like peeling away layers and layers and layers of onions to get down to the core of your being. Just let any of the things that are not of the light, any of the burdens, any of the worries, any of the heavy energy that you're carrying around with you at this time, let it go. I want you to feel how big the energy center of your own being is. I want you just to imagine at first how far your energy field goes out. And it goes out 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. So at first it may feel strange to think that that's true, but I want you just to, as we're sitting here, I want you to feel the many, many layers and vehicles that we are made of. And I want you to know that they're all connected with you. And they're all made of light. They're all part of a huge auric egg that you are encased in. Let go of the heavy burdens. There's a lot of heavy energy tonight on the shoulders and the heart, stomach area. Just let this energy move in to soften, open the heart. Let the weight of the world off of your shoulders. Let the body armor relax. Open to receive. It's safe to receive unconditional love from self, others, and spirit. It's safe to give unconditional love to self, others, and spirit. So as this energy is moving up through the feet, again, I want you to know that you are the tree of life. Your body is a walking tree. And as you walk on this earth, as you walk in many levels of consciousness, there is no separation from self, others, and spirit. There is no separation from heaven and earth. And I want you to feel the oneness around you, the oneness within you. Many of you have been feeling isolated, alone, overwhelmed. Feel yourself grounded, rooted. Again, remember the root chakra is black in color. It's the color of the soil, color of the earth. It's in the area of the perineum and the area of the tailbone. And it's a real root that, again, has the ability to pull poisons, toxins out of the body, but also has the ability to pull nurturing energy up through your body. And I want you to feel the energy of the second chakra, the red, the beautiful red color of the reproductive sexual area. That again is where we co-create. It's not just about reproduction or sexuality. This second chakra area is how we create, co-create, generate new life within our own beings. We ask all pictures of death to be turned into pictures of life, all pictures of fear to be transmuted into pictures of unconditional love and truth. And I want you to feel this life force, this beautiful red, red, red energy flowing through your whole being, giving you life, giving you energy, giving you nurturing energy, creating new life force, cleansing your being, energizing. We ask all the destructive energy. What's the opposite of creation? Destruction. So we ask any stagnant, destructive, blocked energy in the second chakra to be moved. We ask all pictures of fear, abuse, molestation, misused energy, misguided energy, unexpressed creative expression that now has turned into inward turmoil or destructive energy. We ask this to be cleared. It's safe to create. It's safe to be a co-creator with spirit. It's safe to create new life within your own being. I want you to feel this red energy moving up right under the navel. Here's what's called the Christ flame or Buddhic flame. It's just like if we would turn the knob on a gas stove, turn that knob, and you're going to see this beautiful orange, purple, red flame igniting the third chakra, this giant central sun. If we are made in the image of Creator and our body is a microcosm of the macrocosm, the center of our universe is our navel. So this third chakra, this central sun, this whole solar plexus area is so important to feel the power of that and to be centered, to come down into that center. I want you to visualize a small you sitting in your navel. This is why Buddha is contemplating his navel. He's down in the center. You don't want to hover. You want to come down into the body. You want to own your life, own your world, be in your center. It's a safe place to dwell. This beautiful body temple that you have houses your soul, and I want you to feel the integration. I want you to feel the oneness with that energy. And just imagine what your beautiful central sun looks like. Mine looks like a sunflower tonight. For some reason, it's this beautiful sunflower. Beautiful, beautiful colors, different colors of the sunflower energy. Beautiful petals going out, connecting with the rest of my energy field, igniting it, connecting with it. Burning up all the negative energy, all the fear, creating new life, creating new ideas, creating a force field of energy. So as this whole central sun area is igniting, expanding, connecting, let it just keep radiating out through, connecting you with the bigger energy body that you are. As you feel this, the navel, the solar plexus, tonight I want you to really expand out this third chakra and connect it with this bigger energy field that you are, this auric egg that goes out 30, 40 feet. And just feel that connection with the whole auric field. At this moment, kind of stemming from the navel area, the solar plexus area. You may be feeling a heat, you might be feeling a cool energy. There's a very strong yin and yang energy here tonight, moving. Let the energy move on up into the heart, the chest, all through the whole chest area, and fill this area with emerald green light, the color of healing, regeneration. There's been a piercing of the heart chakra, another level of opening and peeling away layers of pain and hurt that people are going through. So you may have been feeling more and more and more in the last few weeks, the last few days, vulnerable, open, or remembering more pain, more hurt. Let it go. Keep going. Follow the feelings. Follow the energy. Let the heart be free. Let your guard down. Pain and death come from the opening and closing of the heart chakra. They come from dwelling in the world of conditional love. I will love you if you do this. I will love you if you don't do this. I will love you conditionally. Pain and suffering also come from guarding the heart, barricading the heart, blocking, stuffing feelings, not loving yourself, not allowing others to love you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You can't love your neighbor any more than you love yourself. Feel the beauty of this heart chakra. There's a beautiful pink energy of unconditional love moving through the heart. And it's got gold and yellow and sparkly energy mixed in with the pink. It's very sparkly tonight. It has gold and silver and very alive energy moving through of the unconditional love. It's safe to receive unconditional love from self, others, and spirit. It's safe to give unconditional love to self, others, and spirit. It's safe to always have the heart open. It's safe to send and receive all at one time. It's safe to be in a state of prayer and meditation. Prayer is when we send. Meditation is when we receive. When the heart is open and flowing, there is no beginning, there is no end. There is only I am Alpha, I am Omega, I am the beginning and the end. There's only a circuit of life and light. When the lower mind wants to block and protect, which is a false concept, the heart does not need protecting. The sacred heart does not need protecting. The sacred heart of unconditional love is flowing freely all the time. An endless supply of love and life and energy for you, for others. It's safe to love yourself unconditionally. It's safe to know that the whole universe is filled with unconditional love. It's safe to beam this unconditional love on the earth to all people around us, all situations around us. We send comfort, we send life, we send pictures of life instead of pictures of death. I want you to know the importance of connecting with the inner soulmate. Everything in the outer world is a mirror reflecting back to you what's going on inside of yourself. Many times we will find people that are a matching picture to our shadow self. This is happening right now as people are healing their shadow. You may be in relationships that were matching and were right for a certain time in your life when you were healing or working on lower parts of yourself. As you're filling with light, as you're working on yourself, as you're becoming more whole from within, you may find that it's uncomfortable to be around certain people or situations if you are not in that shadow part of self. If that shadow part of yourself is filling with light and there are people and situations around you that are not choosing to come up into that frequency, you may feel a big disconnect. There are many sudden and abrupt endings with different types of people's relationships right now. Without judgment, without anything like that, it's a discernment. Let yourself become more and more independent. Free yourself from codependent situations, frequencies that are no longer of the light, no longer right for you. Just be in your frequency of light. We ask the last of the dark shadow places we all have been experiencing and moving through. We ask the light to shine brightly into all the darkest parts of our heart, our bodies, our minds, our souls, with the last of the fear the saboteur energy dwells that would like to keep us from moving forward. We are many times our own jailer, our own tormentor, our own controller. So I want you to let this energy go into the deepest, darkest places. It's very safe to let go of secrets, of things in the closet. You don't have to confess to people. You are a direct connection with God. But let all the things you're hiding go. Just like the motorcycle. That was good. Just let those dark things, just let that energy move out. Let it go. Let it move, move, move. Let go of the shame, the guilt, the fear. Anything in your being that you're protecting, that you're hiding, that's keeping you from your life, that's keeping you from the love you deserve, that's keeping you from the life you should be in. The door is open. There is no jail. Walk out. Be free. Go. Let yourself be free. I want you to feel how worthy you are, how loved you are, how needed you are on this earth at this time. To just be you, the beautiful being of light that you are. I want you to feel this beautiful pink energy moving up through the throat, through the ears, through the teeth, through the gums. And it's the color of sapphire blue. It's safe to speak the truth. It's safe to speak your truth. It's safe to hear the truth. It's safe to hear with the inner ear. It's safe to feel empathically. It's safe to have the gift of discernment. As we open to these gifts of Holy Spirit, one of the most important ones is that of discerning. Discerning what you are feeling, what you are hearing, and what you are feeling. We ask the true guidance of Holy Spirit to come into play for each person in their own individual path and in their own way. And I want you to feel the energy moving up through the pineal, pituitary glands, which are the functioning of the third eye. And again, there are 2 pulse points in the forehead. And this is the color of violet, the most beautiful red-based purple. And in a very safe way that's right for each individual, we ask the third eye to open in accordance with each person's free will and highest good. Safe to see with the inner eye. It's safe to have a true knowing and understanding of what you are seeing. It's safe to have the gift of discernment to understand and be selective about what you know, what you feel in this intuitive level. Because many times when people are opening to the upper chakras and opening to the other gifts of intuition, there can be a lot of confusion, and the lower ego can come in and can project images and project things that are coming not from a true intuitive place. So again, we ask for a true gift of discernment, true gift of intuition, of being able to see with the inner eye, hear with the inner ear, feeling empathically, to come into each person's heart, mind, and spirit in a way that's right for them, that's in accordance with their free will and highest good. I want you to feel the top of the head opening up, the crown chakra. It's a color of the blue, purple color. There's many, 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 many other levels of chakras, 8, 9, 10, many that go up, 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 as there are that go down, down, down into the earth. The number's not important. Just feel the crown opening. And again, this beautiful star energy. Every one of us has a star. The earth is star-seeded from many places in the universe. And I want you just to feel this beautiful electrical energy of the heavens, of the star, coming down through the crown, radiating new life, new energy. It's safe to remember who you are. It's safe to actualize who you are. It's safe to bring all of who you are into manifested form. There's a lot of energy moving around through the body, through the room, through everywhere right now. There's a lot of movement. Let this energy move. Let it release you from places you're stuck in. And when you're ready, return to the consciousness of this room and this process of learning and growing and connecting and integrating will continue into the night, into the dreams to come. Let the rest of the old, heavy energy, just let it go. There might be another round of energy you're feeling that's coming up right this minute as we're coming up out of meditation. It may feel like it's not as heavy as the other energy was, but it's almost like a filmy Akka energy, I call it. That, again, let's just cleanse it out. Let's just ask it to be transmuted into light. This beautiful alchemical process that we're all going through right now as we're turning into light is ongoing, never ending. Just let the energy move. Let the blocks go. Feel the compassion. Feel the place of unconditional love flowing around you, through you, connecting you everywhere. Bringing the peace, bringing the love to all. It's a good job, guys. Wow. Did you feel the heat? A lot of heat. Oof. A lot of heat. There's a lot of energy that got burned off in here tonight. So just let that energy move. Let it keep moving. And again, it's like peeling away layers of an onion. As the energy transmutes away, that's the interesting thing that's going on right now. You'll think, okay, I'm at a certain place, I'm doing a certain thing, and then all of a sudden another wave of something will come up. Let the energy come up. Don't get discouraged, because you'll start to feel very peaceful, very settled, and you may feel a panic, or you may feel something come over you, and it's just what's going on right now. And the real negativity comes when you stop, when you try to control, or when you become gripped with fear. Pain and fear are not your enemy. They're telling you something is not right. It's when you choose to stay in the pain or choose to stay in the fear. And it's a hard concept to understand, but we have all become programmed to be in fear, programmed to accept pain. Instead of pain being a signal that something is not right, we want to mask it, we want to cover it, we want to ignore it, we want to do anything but feel the point of origin. So with true healing, we always have to go to the point of origin. So when you feel, again, when you feel discomfort, when you feel pain, follow the pain, follow the feeling. But again, especially in the Western world, we're taught immediately as little children. Little children are very interesting, and babies are interesting to watch, because if they don't feel good, what do? They yell, they scream, they cry. They go, hey, change my diaper, I'm hungry, blah, 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 blah. You know, they'll tell you the truth, that very much to their parents' chagrin sometimes. They'll be very honest and tell you the truth with no filter till they learn to put the masks up. It's very important to be like the little child in your adult self, to feel the safety of being able to be transparent, to be able to feel your needs. Because what happens after a while, as we get older, we become more and more passive aggressive, because when your needs aren't met for whatever reason, and we don't, or we hang on to hurt, we hang on to pain, or we don't ever, or maybe you didn't even get your needs met as a little child, or whatever the patterns are, people become very angry, and they become very, they control through passive aggression. And it's a very huge symptom in the Western world. It's passive aggressive behavior, and it's a very sick behavior. And it's something that the more you're going to heal your life and heal your heart, you won't be able to stand. You'll find yourself, when you're in a passive-aggressive situation, either participating in the sense of being the person that is, without really knowing it till you start to become more aware of your self-aware of passive-aggressive, of your own passive-aggressive behavior, it will become more and more not acceptable to you. You'll start to find, when you're with people that are choosing to stay and manipulate through passive-aggressive behavior, you won't be able to be around them. A lot of people are leaving work situations that they felt very safe and secure in, only because they had benefits. But they can't stand them anymore because they're surrounded by people who are totally invested in passive-aggressive behavior that's going to make them sick, so they'll have to use their health benefits. And they're going, I'm out of here. You're going to find in your relationships that as you get more and more brave and open and coming from a heart-centered place, that frequency of games, of control, of manipulation, of fear-based thinking and behavior will become more and more just intolerable. You won't be able to be around it. You just won't be able to be around it. But you'll feel it from within. You will start to find within your own being where you're stuck, where you don't feel safe to speak your truth, because it really comes from fear-based feelings. When we are fearful, we don't directly speak our truth. We find ways to get our way another way. Because people have been, it's many different reasons. But you're going to find that The fastest way to anything is where you want to go. You know, you're not going to want to go here and then go here and here and here when you can go from point A to point B. You're going to get tired of doing all this other stuff. So all the other things maybe that you used to do to get what you wanted or to think you were getting what you wanted, they're not working anymore anyway. And so it's kind of a real interesting place for people. Again, spend quality time with yourself. It's not about being a hermit. It's not about being isolated. It's not about feeling like you're a victim. But you want to spend quality time with you, with yourself. One of the most interesting things that I witnessed in the last couple of weeks during my mother's transition was, again, you know, birth takes 9 months. I think death takes 9 months. I think that everything's a process, because I can look back 9 months actually before she passed to some different significant things that were going on. And when you watch and know that everything has a process to it, it's a real eye-opener. And I think it's just like in each of our everyday lives, you think all of a sudden something's happened or something isn't happening. It's not really like that. If you're present, you know that step by step by step it's gotten to where you are. And that's because it's hard, and we're taught not to be present. We're actually taught to look like we are listening to people, but we're usually not. We're like thinking about something else, or we might be emotionally connected with something, but we're not really hearing what somebody else is saying to us. On and on and on. When you are not present, you are missing your life, and you're staying trapped in karmic patterns. When all Dharma is when all of you is in one place at one time, because you're not creating karma. You're fulfilling the moment. When you are in one place, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, connecting, everything just flows along. Everything just goes. Everything just is. When you make any level of a disconnect, you have to repeat it. I'm sure you've all noticed that. You'll walk away from something, you think, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I, you know? But when you're in that state of total connection, there's nothing to repeat, because that moment is fulfilled, and you go on and on and on. But one of the most interesting things I saw with my mother, was fascinating actually, were the different energy bodies. So in her transition, it was all of a sudden in the middle of January, I went to see her, and she was visiting with her sister who had come in from Iowa, and she was sitting in a wheelchair, and I had just been there like a few days before, and I'm like, and she's usually, my mom, you have to understand, my mother escaped from Hooverwood like a few months ago, right? They had to put a monitor, they let her go out to hear from the locked wing that she's normally in. It was like on a Sunday, and they were, you know, somebody was singing or something, and all of a sudden my mother, they lost her because she just went out into the parking lot. And so they call me and they go, oh, it's not a big deal. We don't know what happened, but she was outside. I get there, everybody in the nursing home's going, oh my God, we're so sorry. We don't know what happened, but she escaped. So from that point on, she had the monitor. That's when I saw some stuff shift with her. But she was tricky. She would, when she lived here with me, it was the same thing. I had to put I call it my alarm system. I have like bells still on all my doors, because I could tell if my mom was going in and out. I had to have the bell system, you know, these little jingle bells and Christmas bells on all my doors. You know, really interesting stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I look back in these different stages. So anyway, I go to see my mom. She's visiting with her sister, who's in from Iowa, her younger sister. And all of a sudden I'm looking at her, and just in a few days had this really deep cough. And it was like, I wonder what this is. And I, you know, I won't go through the whole story, but I said, why aren't you paying attention to this cough? Why don't you? You have to understand, and again, this is the way healthcare is. I think too many times we think that we assume people are going to be proactive, and they aren't in situations with your loved ones. I'll just be word of advice. Be involved. Be involved. Yeah. So, and then a couple days later, flu epidemic broke out, which I did find out the day my mother passed. Actually, she did not test for either one of the flu viruses. But 5 days before, or 3 days before, they shut down the whole place. They put tape across. You couldn't even go into the wood. It was crazy. You couldn't even go in there. So I lost 2 weeks of seeing my mother, and that was really disconcerting, because it's like, okay, why can't we put hazmat suits on or something? When my brother had leukemia, you put on stuff and you go in and you see him. I mean, this is just flu. It's just flu. What's going on here? So I lost 2 weeks with her, and then I got a stomach virus and couldn't go. So I lost 3 weeks. Go back in, and all of a sudden she never. And I assumed it was from the flu, but she never got back up. She never walked anymore. It was really interesting. I mean, all the things I was noticing. Then all of a sudden I go one day and there's no hydration. And they go, oh, yeah, she's not eating or drinking. You're going, really? When were you going to tell me that she wasn't eating or drinking? I mean, what the heck is going on here? And again, they do it themselves too. They start to withdraw. She's 91. She has dementia. She knows this. She can't do her words as well anymore. And I could see her looking at me, and she could communicate. I could communicate with her. But it was a fascinating, when I look back on it, the processes that she was in were really kind of amazing, leading up to just last week. So last Monday, they called and said, we're putting her on oxygen. So from that point on, and then she passed Wednesday night. But one of the most interesting things was in the last couple of hours of transition. In the room with her, she had the oxygen. We didn't do, feeding tube or anything. We had finally gotten to do some hydration for her on sub-Q. I kept seeing layers and layers and layers and layers of her. And other people saw it. It wasn't just me. People would come in and go, she's not moving, but why are things moving around her? We are made up of many vehicles. We think we just have this physical vehicle, and we think we have a soul, we have a spirit, we have an astral body, they're called many different things in different religions, but there are actually many, many, many vehicles, let's call them, that we are etherically connected with. And in that last, couple of hours, I kept seeing this. My brother, people were coming and going, things were going on. All of a sudden it was down to a really dear friend, Judy May, who I had no idea, but I guess I had done the first reading for her in 1981 when I had an office in Broderville. We were talking and said, how did we ever connect? Oh, I came to see you for a reading. And those of you who don't know, my mom for 10 years ran the flotation center here and taught Louise Hay Can Heal Your Life and did all kinds of things here. And she was a school teacher for 25 years and a guidance counselor in Connersville and different things. But as Judy and I were sitting there and talking, even though my mother by this point, pretty much had her eyes closed, she would get up. I mean, not get up, she would open her eyes. And on Monday and Tuesday, she was in a way in the bed that I could lay up in the bed with her. And so I laid up in the bed with her and held her like a baby. And for anybody that has loved ones, don't disconnect from them. Because I saw so many people come in my mother's room and they couldn't stand it. And so they would turn away, or they wouldn't feel comfortable even touch her. They want to be touched. They want to be held. And I would, so like I said, on a Monday and Tuesday, I could actually lay up in the bed with her and she would respond. You could feel her moving her body over by me. It was such a neat thing, because they say the last thing to go is what they can still hear to the end. That's the last sentence. They still hear everything. So when people are in comas, talk to them. Your loved ones hear you. And we have such a stigma. And I really think we're so programmed of what something looks like, and if it looks scary to us for whatever reason, we don't want to connect with it. You know, we want to have this disconnect. So I chose to just throw myself into the fire with it, and the more, you know, I would lay by her and hold her. It was just it was like it wasn't sad at all. It was really beautiful because it was comforting. She comforted me. I was her baby, right? So it's what you do. And then, so in that last hour, let's say, I looked at her, and she kept looking up in the corner. I could feel my brother, who had passed over in 2005 from leukemia, and we were all with him. My mother wasn't, but the rest of the family he was at home in his bed, his dog, his cat, his kids, my other brother, my sister-in-law, were all there with him when he passed. And I knew that he was there. I had felt him for 2 or 3 days. I felt her parents and different people. All of a sudden, I looked at her, and her whole face turned like a beautiful pink color, like a young girl. And her eyes turned like this beautiful blue color. And it was like for a minute, she just became this radiant, you could just feel the radiance of life. It's kind of like what they say, you get this big surge and then you go. It's really true. It happens a lot. So she just had this countenance about it. It was just really beautiful. It was about 8:30, and I said to Judy, I said, I don't know I know something's going on. We need to run energy on her. Judy does healing touch, and I do what I do with hands-on healing. So we went over and we laid hands on her, and we, you know, this is a real thing for people when you're doing healing. You don't ever pray to keep people alive. You don't have the right to. When you pray for people's healing, you always have to pray for their highest good and free will. You don't ever want to, it's not right to have that dominion over people. So when you pray, you always have to pray, if it's in accordance with their free will and highest good, they take this energy to use in the way they want to. I have seen so many people kept alive that should not be, the people are selfish and they can't let go of them. So we just said, whatever you need to do. And I've seen people also go to the light now. I can't look at this anymore. And that's common too. It's kind of like, okay, when are they going to, we've been doing this for days now. Just please, so you want to stay in a neutral space. you want to go, so that's what we were trying to, we were just going, okay, whatever, there's a lot of energy here, whatever you want to do with it, you need to do with it. Then it was so interesting, because Mother was probably one of the most purest beings ever walked on this earth. I mean, truthfully, she was a saint on earth, she really was. And I know I had to be a really difficult job for her. So anyway, I got to like this, we were running energy clearing, and all of a sudden it kind of surprised me. I felt this really dark, fearful thing. And I looked at her, and I knew it was my dad. And I almost said to her, don't worry, he's not where you're going. But you have to have a sense of humor during these things. He is a very wild, difficult person. Oh, God. But all of a sudden I felt him there, and I said, Mom, let him go, forgive him. You got whatever this last of thing was, and I could feel her whole energy body just move, and something moved out. And when that last of whatever that thing that came over her that was resisting, and I know it had to do with forgiveness, with something with my father, when she let that go, we're just, running the energy, we're saying, use it in any way you need to move. Judy goes, she doesn't have a pulse. She's gone. We're like, whoa. So I run out, get the people, the nurses and things. They come in and they start doing all trying to see what's going on. And all of a sudden she opens her eyes, and because even the nurse was going, oh, it was a male nurse. And he was going, oh, she's gone. Oh, she's back. It's like, we're going, whoa. And it was really interesting. I can't even describe it. It was so interesting. So then she just relaxed, and they were all going, how'd you do that? What was, well, we're going, well, we just gave her energy. And I think sometimes when people are in weakened states like that, they can get trapped. And they can, even the most pure spiritual people can get fearful, especially if you're not breathing, especially if you're having to have the breathing and the different things. So one of the best things you can do in those circumstances with your animals, with people you love, just is to become so present with them. It's like birthing. I felt like we were birthing her. She was being born again into heaven. Just like when you're, it's like that transitional stage of labor where nobody wants to be pregnant. And the only way out is out. The baby's in the birth canal. And you're going, yeah, I really don't want to be pregnant. And all I can do is push the baby out. I think that happens in the death transition. It's like they get to a certain point, and then it's kind of like, whoa, I'm not coming out. I'm not going up. And as you know, well, maybe you don't know, and I said, feel her feet. And Judy had just put socks on her feet because her feet started to get cold. You. This is the spiritual. Babies are born with a soft spot. You come and go through your crown. And so when they exit, they come on up this way and they go out. So it was a profound experience. So called my brother and sister-in-law. They came back over. And my brother and I were sitting there waiting with the body. And if you think in the old days, strangers didn't have your people's bodies. You kept them in your house. I don't like this idea of strange people having people's bodies. I just don't like that idea at all. So I don't know. Call me old-fashioned. Well, I think it comes from when I was like 5 years old. My grandmother died down in Kentucky, and we went in the middle of the night, and she lived in the middle of the woods, nowhere, in a little cabin, and you know, my mother didn't expect to have to do that, but all the women had to go in and prepare the body. I'll never forget that. As long as all those little kids are looking in the window, and my grandmother has long gray hair, and she was naked, and we're like, whoa. But there's something natural about it. I mean, you know, it's like people, in the old days, you were born at home, died at home. It wasn't all this stuff where somebody else's responsibility, you know, to do something. So it took about an hour and a half for the people to come from Aaron Reuben Nelson. So we sat, and I said to my brother, I said, look, I want you to look. And he goes, what? And I go, look at her face. And he goes, what? And he goes, oh, I see it. And you could see, again, even though she made the big exit, there was still movement around the body. And the Tibetan monks talk a lot about this. In certain sects of Tibetan Buddhism, well, they cremate. But what they do, it's not a rule. It's not like 3 days, 3 hours, 30 days, whatever. When one of the monks dies, they sit with the body and they watch, and they know when they're totally done with the body. They know when all the vehicles have left. And I know there's recorded stories of people taking 20, 30 days, but the body never doesn't stink, doesn't rot, doesn't and that's when they, or in some cases it's a day and it's ready to cremate. So it was fascinating with my mother to sit there, just an hour and a half to sit and watch her body. And it wasn't morbid. It wasn't weird. And when you watched, you could still see, it's almost like you see how you see a halo or aura, or her face, I could see how would I put it? I could see like emotions. Like her face was still, but I could see swirly things. And I wasn't on drugs or drinking. It was all just, that was really cool. It was really, really fascinating. So I wanted to share that with you because I think there's too many times we don't understand about things. I think it's important to share personal experiences to help people understand how all of this works. So anyway, it was a fantastic, I was so happy to be with her. I did not want her to be by herself. I don't think people should pass by themselves, unless they want to. I mean, some people, I think, probably choose that way to go. But we had a beautiful service, and she's being cremated. We put her on ice, so it sounds so weird. We didn't embalm her. They put her away. So then I didn't realize it. So on Sunday we had the service, and some of the grandchildren wanted to see her to make closure. They had flown in, so I wasn't kind of prepared for this. So we walk in the big room, and she's there. I was like, whoa, okay. And again, it was like interesting to see the form, because it had changed again. It was, I can't describe how, but it was very, there were just things still going on with the form. So it was an amazing experience. I have felt her around. She's been very active in this house. She loved this house. She's very attached with this house. She lived here for about 10 years. And I've felt her in here. She might feel here too. I think, Tim, you felt her at the service, right? Yeah. She was, as the breeze blows in there. So I would advise all of you, don't run away from things. Make yourself embrace things that may look not pleasant. Like I said, I saw many people come in and out of my mom's room that I know now they are probably sad that they didn't sit with her, right? Or didn't touch her, didn't stay connected. It's that's the thing with your whole life. Stay connected with your life. Be present in your life, and you will never be disappointed. The disappointment comes when you are not participating in whatever is going on. That's where your joy gets stolen, is when you are not a participant in your own processes that are going on. So does anybody have a question or anything you want to share or ask or talk about tonight?
I have a question. When we were doing the meditation, my scalp got like real tingly.
Yes, the scalp got tingly. Yeah. The crown chakra, when we do these meditations, the crown will get itchy, will get tingly, will get, yeah, it's that activation. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
It was very intense.
Yeah, so when you get this real intent, and sometimes when we do the meditation, if you ever have an experience while we're doing the guided meditation or you're doing any kind of meditation, and all of a sudden you almost feel like you have a headache or there's too much energy, just visualize looping the extra energy that you built up here, looping it back down through the bottoms of the feet. And there's actually like storage tanks behind the calves, and you just visualize that extra energy looping and getting stored down there and looping through your body. Because sometimes when you do meditation or you do these things, you can get too much of an energy build up here. It can actually, people will get very dizzy or get headaches or but yeah, the tingly is good.
It was, I mean,
But it can be very intense.
Really intense.
Yes.
And more so than I ever even felt before. And it's like,
That's good. Yeah.
my body started twitch.
Yeah, no, and you'll feel the Shakti, you'll feel the
like,
energy moving. Yep.
What is going on? Should I not have that iced tea today?
No, and it can feel like a caffeine. It can feel like a caffeine rush. And when the Kundalini, tonight, I felt the same thing. I felt like my body was moving. I wanted to like move, move. Yeah, there's a lot of.
I mean, I still
movement.
just feel incredible energy.
Good. That's good. It's amazing how. Don't be afraid of it. I, of course, had to work during all this process, which has been interesting too. I took a day off and then I've been working. But I'm having, in the last 4 days, I've had people come in that have not been here. 2 people that had been 20 years, 2 people it was 15 years, and 2 other people it was like 8 years since they had been here. It's a real testimonial to what we're talking about, what's going on right now. Doesn't matter who you are, what time of life, why would all these people, after years of not being here, decide to come in for sessions? It's like it's rocking and rolling out there. It is we are on a roll. The energy is not letting up, and it's going to keep rolling along like this. And again, you have 2 choices. You can keep moving your stuff, or you can choose to keep glued to the TV and the fake drama and crap that's going on with fear, poison letters, these horrible situations that happen in Boston. Of course, it's absolutely horrible. And again, another child. I mean, you have to understand, in focusing on this death of a child and blah, 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 you have to understand that wars are created, things are created constantly through fear. Yes, these are terrible things, but it just amazed me some things. It was kind of frightening on Facebook. People were putting like this patriotism and, assuming that this is terrorist attack. And that's not the place to focus. You focus on healing and knowing that how many people are there in the world, and how often does anything like that ever happen? It's not the preponderance of life that's going on. But when you get captured and repeatedly, it's all you hear, it's all you see, just like 9/11 and all the different fear-based reality things that are, created and fed into the subconscious. It's very important to embrace life. That's all I'm going to tell you. Yeah, get in touch with how you feel about it. Get in touch with your anger. Get in touch with it's going to bring up a wide range of emotions. But it's not about it's us and them. That's that you don't want to be in a place of whoever they are did this, right? It's that separation. So you want to stay very much in a place of compassion, healing, understanding, but also knowing that there's going to be many, many things happening. And it's not about the drama. It's not about feeding into the emotional fear, into the drama of what goes on in the outer world. Of course, you don't want to ignore it. You don't want to disconnect. But you don't, in any of this, you don't want to get captured. Because when you get caught in something else that is keeping you from doing productive, positive things and putting you into a place of anger, fear, it's not productive. So you want to learn from everything that's going on in the world right now, but you want to live your life. You want to be in your life. And there's a lot going on right now. The most common thing when people are coming in for readings, lots of people are feeling tingling movement in their body. People have never meditated, never done anything, are going, whoa, what's going on? I feel different. I can't sleep. I feel I'm getting these dreams. I'm having these experiences. As again, we're healing the illusion that we're separate from everything. There's only the oneness. And so you're going to have psychic experiences. You're going to see things out of the corner of your eyes. You're going to feel people around. You're going to that illusion of the separation is so being healed right now. So it's a very exciting time on the earth, but it's also a very overwhelming time. Very overwhelming time. But I would encourage everybody to listen to your heart right now. Listen to your gut. Listen to your guidance, because you know your path. We're taught that we don't know, but you know your path. So, I've had actually 3 people in this week already going, I don't know why, but I know I just have to put my house up for sale and I have to move. I don't have a job. I'm putting up, but I know I can't stay here. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it's not coming from a fear-based place. It was coming from a knowing place. And these are pretty conservative people. And this is a big theme of the last few months I've seen with people. People just going, I know I have to do this. I know I have to do this. I know. And it's a knowing from within. So listen to that guidance. And some people are doing the opposite. Some people thought they were going to go, thought they were going to do something big, are going, I'm going to stay. So it's not about going or coming. It's about really being in the rhythm and knowing of your path, because it will be a minute-to-minute thing, but if you're in that moment and then centered in that place with it, you will do the right action for yourself. But I guarantee you, you will take action. You will. The stagnancy, as people are awakening, you're going to become more and more aware of any form of stagnant energy around you. So again, don't be surprised if you're house cleaning or you're pitching, tossing on different levels. Just it's ready. I think my mom is haunting me already. She tear up and get rid of everything. She'd sell my stuff in garage. I come home and she'd sell my stuff in garage sales, all kinds of stuff. She's like a very Dutch efficient person. And I'm telling you, all of a sudden it's like, nope, I'm going to get rid of tons of stuff now. It's just that kind of time. So, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah.
I have a couple questions. One, I know she was at Hooverwood, and my stepfather was at Hooverwood, and they were very
Oh, really? Interesting.
open. He passed there, and I've experienced different places, but they were very, they just left us alone, same
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing.
How long ago did he pass?
7 years ago.
Wow.
And his son, my mother and I were there after he passed. She was there when he passed, but his son and I came in later, and we just all sat around and told stories,
Mm-hmm.
and touched him, and they just never even bothered, and we didn't even tell them. It was just kind of like, because, well, and he had to know whatever,
Right.
and all that, but so it was just. I don't know, and I think, we were just enjoying, and we've been together off and on, but it was just real pleasant that they.
Oh, absolutely.
that they
No, it's
didn't
very
rush
non-intrusive.
you. In
No.
hospitals, it's like.
Oh, my
you
God.
Get out,
Get out of the
fast
room. We
enough,
need the room.
And
Exactly.
but
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that was a neat experience. Two questions I've had over time is, you talked about different vehicles, layers and different vehicles our spirit has. I think I may have a little understanding of that, but where do we transport to, or
Who do we transport?
or
Beam me up, Scotty. That's what I say. Beam me up, Scotty. I've never felt suicidal, but I've had days where I'm going, beam me up, Scotty. Get me out of here.
And we're star-seeded, so that's my question is, you're talking about the transcending, but that's part of it that I was curious to know.
The ascension, yeah, the ascending up of energy. Yeah. I think it's different for everybody or everything. I have been around several people and they made transition, and it's a very interesting, it's never like the same thing for everybody. And again, I think it has to do with people's own personal karma, their own. I think there are some beings that when they leave their body, they become one with the stars again. There's not much of the person, they just whatever. And I think there's some people when they go, they still have love that's connecting them here and people connecting them here, and they become like guardian angels, and they still have not unfinished business in a bad way, but they can actually sometimes do more from a higher realm. I'm absolutely positive that a lot of what dementia and Alzheimer's and comas and slow types of transition are about are so people can clear things so that when they do exit, they're done with them. And because that was fascinating too. My mother didn't have that kind. She knew us. She wasn't. But there were people on her wing. This was the most fascinating thing. I'll give you an example of this and tie it back into what I'm saying about the transition. There's a woman on her unit, and all she ever says, she carries around a picture of herself as a little girl, and she say, "Daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy." Like, oh my God. So when I see her, I always go up to her and talk to her and connect with her. And my only regret now is the couple of years she was in there, I wish I had done some interviews and really, I have a firm belief that just from what I saw with what some people would repeat over and over again, that's just where they were about certain things they're working through, right? So when we came on Thursday or Friday, when it was, to clear out her room, the woman that carries the picture around and says, "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy," she didn't have the picture. She didn't see me. She was walking into my mother's room. And all the stuff is still in there. We've taken a few things out that night. I walked in and she didn't see me, and she goes, "Oh no, where are you?" Because she died at 9:50 at night. And so see, a lot of people were in bed already. And it was so shocking to see her going from "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy" to "Oh no, where are you?" and having this clear clearly brilliant connection that my mom wasn't there. Then I came in and she goes, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't kill her. I'm like, oh my God. It was like, oh my God. But it was just fascinating. While my mom was in the day she transited, this one guy is always looking for his wife. He came in and we just thought he was like hanging out. He went and used her bathroom. Like all these kind of amusing things happening during the day. It was like, okay, this is really interesting here. But the one thing I do know is when people make transition, and that's what you see in these different stages of whatever, people are working through things. But when people pass, I'm absolutely positive of it. People are forced to see how their thoughts, feelings, and actions affected other people. And then they're given a chance to heal and mitigate things. I think that's one of the most amazing stories of Scrooge, Christmas Carol. It's a true story of that Christmas past, Christmas future. It's a very strong reflection of what it really is kind of like. So I think it depends on the person's place and what they are choosing to work on. The universe is vast. I believe that there are many other places in the universe people go. I don't think people always come back here. I think people are very connected with other places in the universe. But one of the most amazing things, once you are free from the illusion of being just in this body, is that people have an amazing awareness of their multidimensionality and of how free they are to experience that. Yeah, because when I do the sessions with people, I'll have people come in all the time, and they'll talk about how it was totally not like what the religion showed them, and some of them are mad, and some of them are really happy, and they're just like little kids. So it's kind of like, whoa, this is great, all the freedom. So there's just different. I think there's just different layers and levels of what happens to the spirit, to the body, to the soul in the transitions that keep going on. And I think there's probably many other levels of transition that go on, because I'm sure a lot of you have had this experience with loved ones. Sometimes you'll have dreams, and after a while they come back in the dream and they look like they're 30 years old or 40 years old. They look younger. They're in their restored body because they're free from the pain, they're free from the suffering, and you'll actually see the restoration. So there's lots of things that go on with that. Definitely lots of things that go on. So, yeah. Are people sleeping better? Are you still not having good sleep? Off and on, yeah, I know. It's weird. It's like, yeah, I think because we're so awake and alive right now, I think the energy is so surging through the earth plane, it's hard to go down into the deep, deep levels of sleep. I don't think it's occurring in shorter circuits, I think, for people. Yeah, like almost everybody I know having very restless sleep.
Another thing is, you've been mentioning, I've been coming to see you mention about like your dreams and stuff like that. And I'm not really remembering many dreams, but however, when I'm awake and I'm walking around throughout my day, I remember dreams that I've had. But not only do I remember, like, they're places that I have had dreams of places where I revisit. But I more specifically remember how that dream made me feel. If it made me feel uneasy, if it made me feel frustrated, and I'm feeling these things as I'm remembering.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is going on? Am I crazy?
No,
What is
that's the
happening
importance
right now?
of the dream is the emotion, because a lot of what we're doing in the dream state is healing the emotional body. The things we built up through the day, through the lifetime, through the whatever, that we didn't get when we're awake, we're processing. But yeah, one of the most important things is the feeling you have from the dream. I'm having the exact same thing. I'm remembering dreams I had actually really a long time ago even.
Yeah.
And like they're coming, because we're in present time now, and so it's all just now.
It's very overwhelming.
And then you can
I'm
feel-
really struggling, right?
But
I know it's
yeah,
getting
yeah.
better.
Oh no. I mean, about a half hour before I was doing this tonight, or maybe an hour before, we were walking the dogs, and I got back here, and I looked at Glenda, and I said, "Oh my God, I think I'm really depressed." She goes, "What?" I guess I don't know why. I think I'm overwhelmed with depression. But once I said it, and once I just kind of wanted to fall to the floor, but I didn't. I just kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to feel whatever this overwhelming thing is. Then it was fine. So it's paying attention to it,
Mm-hmm.
and when you feel it and when you move it, then it's not going to become dis-ease, because that's really all dis-ease is because when we push emotion, all depression is are denied emotions. All dis-ease is, the last stop is the body. So if you're not dealing with things and you're denying them and you're ignoring them, then your body kicks your ass and goes, hey,
How do I even
know?
let all that go? Just keep through meditation. I'm walking a lot.
No, walk. No, probably not meditation. Probably yelling and screaming, and not at people. And don't break other people's things.
I'm about to start exercising like vigorously.
I really like to break things, but it's not good to break other people's things.
No, I like to scream into my pillow. I end up throwing some hairbrushes. I do. I'm destructive.
You do your own anger therapy. Yeah. It's good to
some
do
bottles a little bit ferociously into recycling.
Yeah. It's good to you want to move trap things like that out of the body, and you can just get it out. So no, and it's exactly what's happening, because your body does not want to explode. Your body does not want to get sick, so you're feeling the things.
I just want to run, and I've always hated running, and now I'm like, let's train for a 5K.
It's interesting. Well, because you're getting unstuck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People are getting unstuck. Yeah, I love walking. I miss when I don't walk at all. Yeah, I like walk. I'm not. When I run, for some reason, it feels like my brain is jarring or something. I get really. I have to be careful. I don't know what it is about running, because I used to be a good runner. I could run really fast, but it jars my head too much.
I've never
But walking,
been a good runner, so I don't know why.
Well, because it brings endorphin. When you exercise, the endorphins, natural endorphins come that make you feel better. So, and again, I know so many people that I have known that have been couch potatoes forever that can't stand to watch TV anymore. They're walking, they're moving around, they're doing stuff. They don't want to even sit and look at the TV anymore. It's just so boring. And so people are getting mobilized. I'm seeing lots of that with people that are coming in every day. They're saying, people who have been pretty inactive are going, I don't really like sitting around anymore. I want to move. So it's that kind of move or die kind of thing. That energy, we're coming back to life is, I think, what it is. We can't be stagnant. So and I'm also seeing people that, because there's a classic thing of people that are exercise freaks and that are runners that are running away from things. And I'm getting a lot of those people who are going, you know what, I'm not enjoying this so much. Now I want to sit more. So it's finding the balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some people use any of that to run away from actually dealing with certain things. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a fascinating time. It's a fascinating time. Any other observations, questions, things people want to share going on?
I haven't really noticed that. I feel like I'm all closed in. I want to go stand out in the yard and feel like a flower or a tree, face the sun, be grounded, stand out there barefooted,
exactly.
face into the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah, take your shoes off whenever you can. This winter was too long. It was it affected everybody. I know. I mean, that like a light this winter was like, And the amazing thing to me was, because it was so cold, how beautiful the flowering things are. It's like one of those miraculous things. You'd think, because it's been recently been so cold, that you wouldn't think we'd have such a beautiful spring. But that's exactly, I have too. It's just like any chance just to go out and stand on the earth is just amazing. And take your shoes off. And when we were barefoot, a lot of indigenous peoples, especially in warmer climates where they don't even have to wear shoes, they don't get cancers, they don't get sick, because they have Again, we have hundreds of wheels of light on the bottoms of our feet that directly connect us with the earth. And then we started wearing shoes that put barriers. And we start wearing then man-made materials that put barriers. And so people started to get ill because there was a disconnect from the earth. Another thing I like to do that I have not done in a long time, you can get copper wiring, and you can wrap it around your little fingers. This sounds really weird. You can make it, you wrap it around and make it long, and you can stick the coil, you can stick the bottom of it, you lay on the earth, and you stick the end of the copper wire into the earth, and you lay there, and it's amazing. You'll just feel like you're a battery getting charged up, and you'll feel like all this stuff moving out and energy moving in. We used to do that all the time over at Serpent Mountain. We'd go and lay in the earth and just do. So maybe that's what we'll do in some of the oracles too. We'll go outside and we'll just hang out and feel the earth energy. And I think it's going to be really important this year because we're like inside houseplants. I even had a hibiscus. You know how I never had success. I kept 2 of the ornamental hibiscus plants, and they're blooming inside. And they're kept inside all the time. So there's a lot of apparently life force coming in for everybody. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with people. Again, keep your connection with your life. I can't emphasize this enough because it's very easy right now to become distracted with things. Keep focused. Keep a focus. And pay attention to the body. There seems to be levels of things clearing in the heart chakra and in the chest. Have any of you experienced like a tightness in the chest, or feel like maybe you're having a heart attack? You know, you just feel like this tension in your chest. There's a lot of movement in the heart chakra. I've noticed this with tons of people that I'm running energy on, and with myself, or I'll be real open, all of a sudden I feel like something like gripping up in the chest. It's very tight. It gets very. So again, I think it's like layers. It's like peeling away layers of barriers that we've put. So when you feel that tightness in the chest, or you feel a discomfort, don't ignore it. And don't assume it's bad or something. You know, just sit with yourself, sit with the process, and breathe into the heart, breathe into the chest, breathe into the energy field. The other thing I've noticed a lot with people and myself, and sometimes I won't even know what the word or it's not really a situation. It's more like it's like we were talking about a feeling. It's more like somebody will say something or I'll think something. I can absolutely go from a very peaceful place to almost feeling overwhelmed and just panic-stricken, but I don't know where it's coming from. It's not anything that I can identify as, it's because this person did this or said that, and it won't even be a specific fear or overwhelming panicky thing, but it's just that in general. So again, I think as individuals, as we're clearing our energy fields, the thing to always remember, we are part of one big body of spirit. And so as the group consciousness is clearing, I think as we're going through our own individual, we're all still part of one big body. And I think we're experiencing the general collective consciousness as it's healing. So again, if you get any of those, any discomfort like that, again, just breathe into it, move into that energy, and it will dissipate. It'll actually go away. So I would encourage everybody to do that. very positive thing right now. Same thing with food. Don't force yourself to eat food. Pay attention to how your body wants to be with food right now. If you don't eat to eat, I mean, if don't think it's noon, I think I need to eat, you know, and you may notice that your body's doing something different with food that way as well, where you're just not as driven by waking up and I've got to eat this or I got to do that, or, you know, again, as you're changing in frequency, your body is going to be changing. Your physical form is transmuting energy. And what I've noticed with certain things with food, I'll start to eat something and it will taste almost putrid to me. Maybe something I normally would have liked, and I don't want to eat it. It's just kind of like, no. And, you know, just notice the life force in everything. Just notice the life force. And I think the most important thing right now, too, is to really but to have fun. Be in celebration of life, of the energies that are going on, and keep cleaning your houses on all levels. Just keep moving every level. And I'm going to be having a big sale and giving tons of stuff away, so I'll let people know. It's going to be really soon. I got tons of, oh my God.
Stuff over?
Huh?
Can I bring some stuff over?
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yep, maybe we should have a big yard sale. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, a big deck sale or something. Put it
I have
on.
a question.
Uh-huh.
You had said that, you know, things you see out of the corner of your eye, and you're going to be seeing them. I see that all the time. Today, for the first time in a very long time, something happened at my house where my dog, who is almost deaf and almost blind, started barking towards the front door. I'm sitting in the kitchen with my son, and he's eating in his high chair, and I was like, what do you see? And my son sees it too. Like, what are you
That's
doing?
when you know.
Yeah, and so I'm like, who's there? And then I looked, and you look down the hallway, and none of the lights are on the house. I'm all about like power and, you know, saving money, and so with the front door, there's like a pane, and I see something like walk there. It's casting a shadow on the floor, and I see something like something had walked in front of the window.
Right.
And I'm like, was that the flag outside? You know, I'm a photographer. I know about light and direction of light. So I go check it out. I open the door. I'm like, there's no way. It's overcast. There's no way in hell that flag cast it. So I shut the door and I walked in front and I looked at my shadow on the floor. So it was about the height of a person. It was just like I saw it clear, like straight on, just like walk across.
There's a lot of this right now. Lots and lots.
Is it just like random in space, or is it? Because I feel like it wasn't related in any way to me.
It can be random, absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be random in the sense of, again, as we're losing the illusion that heaven is here, this is here, that's here. They're in spirit, we're not.
Right.
There's all kinds of stuff that nothing to me is pretty much paranormal. I mean, everything is, but there's been lots of activity like that people are experiencing. Again, it's that intersecting. But again, I think it's lessons for you of, again, your dog and your child, your baby are seeing it. So again, they are very attuned to seeing fourth, fifth dimensionally.
And his father is also passed, so
right.
he sees his dad all the time.
Does he identify that that's his father?
His mom sent me a picture of his dad in the mail.
Wow.
With a bunch of stuff.
Of his?
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Just gifts for Liam.
Oh, gifts, good. Okay.
Gifts for Liam, and she wrapped it up because I had asked for a picture of him because I drew out all these pictures of him. And so he has the picture, and it's, you know, she's like, this is a picture that your mom took of your dad, whatever. And as I'm holding this, I didn't know exactly what it was. Liam is saying, Dad, Dad. Dad, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, Dad. And I opened it up,
Wow.
and it's a picture of his dad.
Wow. How old is he now?
He's going to be 16 months.
16 months.
He's very advanced.
Oh, yeah. Very. How old was he when his father passed?
5 months.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. No, I think babies, children, absolutely, no.
He sees them.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've had people come in with little babies, little children who know their grandparents' names and things, but they never met them. And this,
Yeah, and Liam's sister, Darren's other daughter, talks about Grandpa Jeff, and I'm like, who's Grandpa Jeff? He's like, oh, that's her mom's dad who died when she was 12 or something.
Yeah. And people forget that they were with them in spirit. People go, how would they have known them? Well, before they were born, they were with them. It's again that illusion that everything is so separate. Yeah. So, well, thank you all for coming tonight. Let's do a little closing prayer to go out into the beautiful night. Oh, I want to light my candle. Oh, yeah. Yes. Rabbi Nadia gave us these candles. Now, if this will work, I gotta do this. Why can't I do this? Oh, there. Yes, I'm gonna light. Oh, you would. Well, again, this is for my mother. Yahrzeit candle. Burn for 7 days. We're gonna put that in here where the cats aren't. I'm gonna put it somewhere safe so it doesn't burn out. It'll burn for 7 days. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. So again, in remembrance of my mother and all the beautiful beings of light, again, we ask for the healing of the illusion of separation. And we feel the great blessing of life and love and happiness and joy. And as we go out into our lives from here tonight, keep this energy of unconditional love, peace, truth, positive energy. It's safe to be on this earth. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to let go of the pain, of the suffering, of the guilt, of the shame. Let it go. Choose to be in your life. Amen. It's a good time to be alive. It is. Very good time. Oh, why do I have to put my glasses on?